Hello and welcome to another Sprues and Brews unboxing video. And keeping up this week's Engine War theme, we have the brand new Adeptus Mechanicus Serberys Raiders box. Now these can be also built as the Sulphurhounds, which are Vanguard armed with pistols or a blast carbine. Either way you build them, they look amazing and give some much needed fast attack support for the Adeptus Mechanicus. So, I've been really looking forward to this kit, almost as much as the new flyer. So let's have a look at the content of the sprues. So, you get 2 sprues in this box. So if we just take a look at this first one. It actually comes in quite a few parts. I was expecting the horses and the hounds to be a little bit more straightforward to build. I mean, new Games Workshop kits aren't that difficult to assemble, but there are quite a few parts involved here. So they're incredibly detailed. I love the detail of like the old school weapons, the Adeptus Mechanicus, the old rifles, the pistols. Yeah, they look brilliant. Really like those parts. And who doesn't want cybernetic horses or hounds? Moving on to the second sprue. Got a couple of melee weapons there. Some more parts for horses, some more of those sweet weapons. That saber's looking pretty cool as well there. Yeah, very cool. So on these 2 sprues, you've got enough to build 3 either Raiders or the Sulphurhounds. Something I didn't mention in the last video when I was looking at the flyer was the very cool transfers that you now get with these new boxes. I don't think the Adeptus Mechanicus have ever had this many really cool transfers. So you get a box, exactly the same set of sprues, transfers, sorry, in the flyer box as you do in this one as well. But you've got options there for all your squads, for your tech priests, generic symbols. You've got some larger ones for vehicles, even some hazard stripes there and warning signals, so sigils. So that's really cool. That's well worth mentioning. You obviously get some bases, and then importantly, you also get the assembly instructions. Now you can build them in either of the 2 ways that we previously mentioned. If you would rather shoot at range, I mean, not to say they haven't got some close combat punch. The Raiders have a special ability where they can target characters. The only disappointing thing is they don't really have any AP. Unless you roll a 6, then those rifles get a -1 AP. The leaders, the Alpha's pistol is -2 damage, which is really cool, but it's only 12-inch range. So I think to make them really good at character killing, you're going to need a lot of shots, so maybe a big unit of 6, maybe even more, maybe 9. The Sulphurhounds are a little bit more, well, a bit more close combat. They're all armed with pistols. The mounts have flamethrowers in their faces as well, which is a pistol weapon on these guys, so you can use them in combat. I'm really torn on what to build them as. The general consensus is the Raiders are the option to go for, but who doesn't like dual-wielding pistol Vanguard? Pew pew! So looking inside the assembly instructions, you've got all the normal bumper mount. You know, make sure you read this first, all your diagrams on what means what. The first few pages are for the Raiders, how to assemble those. It doesn't look too difficult, to be honest, even though there's quite a few parts. You move on to your one with the data tether. Yeah, very cool. And your Alpha there with the Archeo rifle. And then you move on to your Sulphurhounds. Again, very straightforward. All your different options on which ones you can build. And then your Alpha for your Sulphurhounds. And then you also do get the data sheet for the Raiders. So just in case you haven't picked up Engine War yet, the latest Psychic Awakening book, you can at a glance see how good the Raiders are. Now, I have already noticed that the rules for the Sulphurhounds aren't in here, but really, if you're playing Adeptus Mechanicus, you want to pick up Engine War. It's got all your points values, all the latest rules. Of course, this data sheet's in there as well as the Sulphurhounds as well. You've got obviously it in different languages as well. And then on the back page, it gives you some painting hints and tips of how they've how the studio have done their scheme. And then it also shows you your different transfers there as well. So that's very cool. So I really like these guys. I can't wait to build them. I've just finished building my flyer, so these are next on the hobby desk. If you would like to check out my written review of Psychic Awakening Engine War, I will put a link on the screen now. So you can check that out over on spruesandbrews.com. And we hope to bring you more unboxing videos this week. So until next time, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video and happy hobbying.